me see if this. Hi, I'm live. I am working. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't think anybody's watching, but I am doing some reseller work right now, which means I buy and sell stuff. So right now I have a pile of clothes right here behind my desk. You are watching the entire mess, right? This is part of it. Just clean some of this up. I need to sell some of this stuff off. Anyway, this is what I do. I buy things, I sell things. I'm going to try and clean up a little bit so things look somewhat organized. But right now, I'm about to go and start just doing this. You can't really see super up close. Maybe I can move the camera this way. I don't know. Yeah, so this is my desk. This is where I pack things. I have my phone charging here because I was doing some other filming stuff. But this is my packing station. This is where I pack up whatever orders come in. And I feel like, I don't really know. I feel like it's too far away for what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go live for as long as it takes me. I don't know. Maybe I can make it a challenge. What time is it? It's almost going to be 12. I'm going to start right at 12, and I'm going to see how fast I can list all of these here items. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 items. I have 31 things that I need to list. I don't know how long it's going to take me. So I have 31 things that I need to list, and I'm going to start at 12 and see how long it takes me to list them. That's the basic challenge today. I want to catch everything. I don't know if I will, but we'll see. This is something I picked up recently. It's a White Claw light up sign. It looks really cool. Supposed to sell for $150 from what I looked up. It sells for $150 on a semi-regular basis. There was 4 listed just like it or very similar to it, and 3 were sold. So pretty good chance of it selling for that much. I paid $40 for it. Don't know what's going to happen there. But I don't know if that's too far for me to be working, because I work here. This is where my work is going to be. So maybe if I set up the camera over here, I need to make this like full screen, because maybe that's a better idea. Right? I'm right here. I don't feel like it's, because this is my entire operation. All these boxes. This is all inventory stuff. I recently started over from scratch. but I've been doing this for a while and I've kind of been trying to do it better and better. This is from another, my other eBay store. So this is one eBay store, which is just clothing. And this is basically everything else that isn't clothing related. So stuff like this, stuff like just random stuff that I think will sell well. Like if it's electronics, cameras, things like that, they go on this shelf here. And then this stuff is clothing strictly. That's pretty much it. So I don't know. I was bored. I was looking for something to do in addition to just this, because I like making videos and stuff just for fun. So as a fun thing to do, I thought I would do this as well. But I feel like it doesn't really show what the exact process looks like. So I kind of want to bring the camera more closer to. I'll bring the camera closer, and hopefully, is that better? I don't know. It's kind of, it's kind of sketchy. It's kind of sketched. So maybe that's better. Yeah. So that's that's pretty good. I could work with that. So basically, I'm not going to start yet, but what I do is I have my pile of clothes right here, and then I just lay it down. And this is kind of like a rinse and repeat thing. So this is what I'm going to be doing the whole time. And my job today is to just get through this whole pile. It's 31 items in total. It might be a little bit more, but from what I counted, it's about 31 total. And I got to get through all of them in the next couple of hours at least. I feel like it's possible. So that's what I'm going to do. I've never gone live anywhere before. I don't really know what to do. I don't really know what people are interested in. This is just what I do. This is just what I do for work. So I'm going to go live doing this. See what happens. So basically, I take my phone, I put it in square mode, 1 of 1, and I just take pictures. And that's what I do. Let me see if I can start the clock yet. What time is it? It's 11:55. I'll give myself a little bit of a head start. See what happens. All right. So, yeah, baby. I don't know if I don't want to play any music or anything because I know that can probably get this. You can get like copyright striked or something, maybe. There's a few things I want to do. So my plans for making money doing this is that this is a pretty simple concept. And recently I started doing more stuff, and I'll talk about that maybe some other time in some other videos or something. I usually do on this channel, I'll do like DIY or car content, just like where I work on my own stuff. I work on my own cars. I work on my own house. I work on my own little projects. I do that sort of thing. I do my own repairs, that kind of thing. And I do my own work. This sort of DIYing my own job, I guess. So, in the way that I'm DIYing this job is I just go out, I look for clothes that I do previous research on, and I, from that research, kind of do an educated, I guess, it's not really an educated guess, it's more like an educated calculation of like, hey, this is something that looks like it should sell if I list it on eBay. And that's pretty much what I base everything off of. I do it on eBay. That's where I sell primarily. That's where I've been selling the whole time. Recently, I started cross listing onto other platforms like Depop, Poshmark, and Mercari. I'm just trying to like put as wide a net as possible to get as many sales as possible. Today, I got zero. I got no sales today. But yesterday I got 7, and I have a little calendar where I mark things off. This is, I don't know if I can, this is my little calendar over here. This is my little calendar where I mark off my sales. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is for today, Tuesday. I didn't get any sales. 0. But you can see yesterday I got 7, but the day before that I got 0. And then the week before that it was 0, 5, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3 sales. That's indicating sales. The black indicates how much I've listed, and you can see I only listed 3 there and 3 over here and 3 over there. So it's very sparse. I haven't been listing very consistently. So I'm trying to get on my consistent streak here. Trying to do like 10 a day at least. So yesterday I did 10. Today I posted another 10. And the job for today is to photograph all 30 of these and post at least 10 of them. So that's the mission. For now, let's see. What do we got? I got a notification. I got a new bid. Oh, somebody bid on one of the items that I listed on one of my separate accounts. But anyway, that's what it is. Nobody's watching right now, which is fine. I'm just sort of using this as a live recording session. So if anybody sees this and is curious about what the heck I do or what the heck somebody like me does to make money, this is it. Yesterday was a pretty good day, and today is like dead. I don't know what's going on. All I can really do is put more stuff out there, and put more stuff out there, be consistent about it, and better stuff out there. So the game is to try and keep finding better and better things to list, things that people want, things that are more in demand, things that are selling quicker, things that are selling for better money. That's the name of the game. So that is kind of the job that I try to do. And right now we're at 12 o'clock, baby. So now we're going to start. So this is it. I just take a picture of the front. I take like a few close-ups if there's like graphics and stuff on there that I want to like showcase. I'll take pictures of that. Sometimes it's hard because the iPhone will just wait, is there no tag on this? There's no like color tag on this. Anyway, I try to make it quick as well. I'm trying not to take too much time with the photos because time is money, as they say. Right now I'm just doing like the measurements. I do like a from the back to like, so from like the neckline to the hem, to the bottom hem, I do a measurement there. And then I do a measurement that's like pit to pit across the garment. I wish I could show, I mean, that's as far as the camera reaches. So I can't really show much better what I'm doing specifically. But that's pretty much it. I use a couple of rulers. It makes it easier and faster to do the measuring. And then whatever tags to show like the materials, like where it was made, all that stuff. I'll try to include that in there too. So as much as I can, as many details as I can, I'll try to include in the pictures. And then I move on to the back. and I try to get those pictures in there as well. And that's pretty much it. It's like the tops get pretty much all the same treatment, whether they're like t-shirts or hoodies or sweaters or whatever, or jackets. They pretty much get the same treatment. Um, and then bottoms like shorts and pants and jeans, those get slightly different treatment. Um, Mainly just in the way that well, the measurements are just like a little bit different. There's a few more measurements that I do with like jeans and stuff. The measurements are a little bit different. So there's usually like a little bit more photos. And then I bag the item in an individual bag. Usually it'll be a bag like this, a little clear see-through bag. The only reason this one is in like an opaque bag, a bag that I can't see through, is because the this hoodie is a little too bulky to fit into one of those clear see-through ones. So I just put it in an open poly mailer. I don't seal it. I just kind of fold it and then I label it. I have these sequential number labels. I don't know if you can see, but they're sequential number labels, and they're all in order, in rising order. I don't know. They're all in order. So I just peel the sticker and I put it on the package, and I have a scale down there, right here. I don't know if you can see it. I have a scale right here. I measure it, and basically it's in increments of weight. So once you're over a pound, it's equivalent to 2 pounds according to the USPS mailing system. So if it's over a pound, I mark it as a 2-pound item. And then if it's over 2 pounds, I mark it as a 3-pound item. It's a little bit strange, but that's how it works. So I'll put it as 2 pounds. And that way I'll kind of have a good idea of what I should charge for shipping when I list it. So that's pretty much it. I do one at a time. And basically the mission here, the goal, is to get through all 30 plus of these garments in the next couple of hours. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Just listing and, just photographing, really. And then after I photograph all of these, I can finally sit on my butt and do some listings, which is where the money's made. This right here that I'm listing right now, or that I'm photographing right now, is a vintage anchor blue, like jean, like sweater, hoodie, shirt mix. It's like a weird mix of all these things, and it's a pearl snap. So I just thought it was really cool. This is not something that I looked up and was like, oh, wow, the numbers are really good. This is one that I just thought was very cool, personally. So it wasn't something that I should have necessarily picked up. I did pick it up like a long time ago. And I just thought it was cool. So I figure maybe somebody out there will think it's cool as well. I did wear this for like a long time. It was a personal item. That's why I haven't listed it, because I thought it was cool. I wanted to wear it, and I did wear it for a long time. But now I'm like trying to reduce the amount of items in my own personal closet, and I'm trying to make a little bit more money. So this one had to go. And again, I'm doing all the same measurements. I do the measurement, neck to bottom hem, pit to pit. I do front, back, and then whatever little details I want to photograph or take note of as well. And I can't forget the tag. Got to get the tag in there. Got to make sure people know what the size is on the tag, what the materials are, all that information, like the care information, all of that needs to be noted. So whoever's like potentially looking to buy it knows as much as they can. And basically, I'm trying to make as accurate of a description as possible for any potential buyer, so they know exactly what they're getting. So there's no surprises, there's no disappointments. I'm trying to have like 100%, like 100% happy customers. That's the goal. So if I want to do that, I'm going to do or show as many details as possible. Show them as many like size details. If there's any imperfections at all, I need to let them know. I need to let them know how much it's going to weigh, how much they need to pay for shipping. All of this stuff they need to know ahead of time. What is this? This is going to be another 2-pound item. It's like 1 pound and change, but that means that it is actually technically, according to the Postal Service, a 2-pound item. And we're just going to keep on going. I don't know. We're still good. Very nice. I don't know. I haven't noticed anybody pop in. I don't know if anybody's actually watching or if anybody has stopped by. But if somebody did or does like and wants to comment on like what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, if you have been someone who resells in the past, what you have done or can do differently, you let me know. You let me know. So I'm always looking to gain new insights on things. You never know. You never know who's got some good info out there. Right now we have a Lululemon like snap up long sleeve shirt. So it looks like a button up shirt, but it's a snap shirt and it's got like the metal vent tech type fabric. So it's like a very breathable, very comfy type garment. And I just find it kind of interesting, just like the different types of fabrics that exist and that people use and that people like. And I find that people usually just, they just go for the brand, really. That's all that people really care about is the brand, if it's popular or not at the moment. That's really it. Nobody's really like, I feel like it's very rare when people actually just love the look of something or the feel of something, how it looks, how it fits them, how it feels. Like very few people place that as a like as a main thing in the way that they shop for things. I just noticed that from what I've sold, it seems like people just care about like the brand itself, and that's really it. People don't seem to care about like how good of a garment it is. You know what I mean? How good of a, or how like how long lasting it's going to be, how well made it is. That's like all secondary to the brand. Whatever brand hype might exist already. And yeah, I do all my photos. I try to do like a neat little fold here and pack it up nicely for whoever's going to be potentially buying it. Try to make it a nice little package. Because like, when you order stuff, you want it to be all neatly packed and you want to see that there's some care. Like it doesn't super matter, but I feel like any time that you receive a package and it just looks like it was well taken care of, like it was, like there was a purposeful way in which they treated the item and or packaged it. It's always like a nice little bonus. It's always like a nice feeling when you can feel that whoever packed this thing that you bought like actually cares. Like, that's always nice, I think. So I try to do that. I try to make it as nice, neat as possible, and that's basically it. This is a Prana like cotton, like a heavy cotton Prana button-up shirt. This is another one of those items that I picked up a while ago, and I was kind of thinking to maybe use as my own if it didn't sell. But I'm kind of giving it another go. I'm going to see if it sells this time around. Again, I do front, I do close-ups of whatever little details I want to get. I do the tag. I don't think there's necessarily anything special about this brand right now. It sort of slowed down a lot. It used to be a pretty popular brand. Like, a lot of outdoorsy brands do really well. And this is one of those like outdoorsy, like naturey type of brands. And a lot of those tend to do pretty well. This one certainly did well for a long time. There's still things that do pretty well that have like very good numbers as far as selling on eBay goes. Like, the numbers are really good for some pieces, but for most of the stuff, it's really not that popular anymore. It kind of stopped being cool, I guess. People don't like it anymore. People don't like it. They just don't care. Yeah, so again, we're just going to fold it up real nice, make it real nice and presentable, make sure people know that we at least, care somewhat, a little bit, maybe. I'm trying to get these care tags. Yeah, I need to take a picture of these care tags here. Don't forget that. Sometimes I start talking and then I just forget to take certain I forget maybe a step or two here, and that's no good. So basically this is all like this is basically all the same. Every single garment is going to be pretty much the same. I don't think I have a lot of bottoms in this pile of clothes, so this is all going to be pretty much the same deal over and over again until I get through the entire pile. Which I'm trying to do. I'm gonna stay on live the whole time. Oh no, I got a notification popped up here. Software update. Okay. I've been on here for 30 minutes almost, and I haven't even photographed that many items. I feel like I need to be a lot quicker than what I am currently. I think I've done maybe, like 4 items in the last almost 30 minutes? That's really terrible. That's so slow. It needs to be a lot quicker than that. How much does this weigh? Well, I'm being really inefficient right now, too. This is a 1 pound item. So I'm being super inefficient with my process right now, but I'm going to try to speed it up, see how many I can get done here in this short amount of time that we got. What is this? This is a Gap. This is vintage Gap denim shirt. I love a good denim shirt. I just think they look nice. I just like a nice denim shirt. Denim shirts, denim jackets, I think are cool. I think those are like classic staple type things. And Gap, this one in particular, seems to do pretty well. The numbers are pretty good for this. That's why I picked it up. People seem to be looking for that vintage Gap denim. So I am bringing it to them. Hopefully they like it. Hopefully they like it. All right, we're going to do the measurements, top to bottom, pit to pit. Those are pretty much it. I've considered also doing like sleeve length measurements, but I don't really do them because people don't ask about that stuff that much. Like, as long as they know it fits, most of the time they don't care. But I think I should maybe start including that in the measurement, like the sleeve length. I don't know. I feel like that's something people might want. I don't feel like it's super crucial. I feel like it's a nice thing to include just in case somebody wants to know, someone is curious. Maybe they got really long, gangly arms and they just need to know if that thing's going to fit, So I get it. I get it. Makes sense. Now we're just going to flip it, get the back side so we can fold it up and pack it up and move on to the next one. Like, I used to just do it on a camera with an SD card. Like, I had a little digital camera, like a little handheld digital camera, and then I just started using my iPhone because it was like the cheapest option. And I sold my camera because, well, that camera, turns out, sold for really good money. I bought it for like $25, and then I find out that it sells online for like $250. So I just sold it and got the money, and I was like, I'll just list on my phone, and if I ever come across those cameras again, I'm just gonna flip them, baby, because that's good money. But an annoying thing about the iPhone is that sometimes the image or the camera angle will flip on its own, and it's hard to like just keep it locked in. I don't know if there's a setting. There might probably be a setting somewhere in there that I can change to just like lock it so it doesn't move, but I don't know what or where that setting is. Put the number on it and weigh it. Let's see how much it weighs. That's a 1 pound item. And a 1 pound item is anything that is under 16 ounces and over 15 ounces, basically. And then a 15 ounce item is in a different price bracket on the USPS. Well, according to the USPS, which is what I almost exclusively, I just use USPS for shipping. I don't use any other service. It's been the best and the most affordable in my experience, and just like the easiest to use in general. So that's what I use. This is an Untuckit linen short sleeve button up shirt in a size large for men. Linen for summer is pretty darn good. So if you find like some decent brands like J. Crew, Untuckit, even like Gap and stuff, like if you find some good, like recognizable brands in 100% linen in good sizes, like large, extra large, maybe medium, maybe 2XL, you're like in a pretty good spot. Those are like pretty good things to look out for. People want those. Here we go. Yeah, it's hard to keep this. I need to look up if there's a way to lock the camera on this so that it doesn't just rotate on its own, because that's super annoying. And this is going to be a lightweight item. This is actually really soft linen. I feel like linen is usually a little bit rough. Linen is also like really wrinkly. It gets like super wrinkled really easily. But I feel like it also kind of de-wrinkles itself when you wear it. As you wear it, as you kind of like evaporate some sweat into it, it just kind of fits and molds and like absorbs and sort of evaporates that sort of that heat off your body really well. So that's why linen is super popular. It's because it's a really like light, thin, breathable fabric. Like you'll just sweat right through it. It's not gonna hold on to the sweat. It's not gonna sort of trap the heat on your body. It's gonna let it breathe out. It's gonna let your pores do their thing. So very popular, the linen in the summer. In the winter, not so much. But I still list it because it's like people like it. People like the linen. Like not this isn't like a general rule, but it's not. I don't want to say that it's true in every case, but it's part of what you should look for. Part of what you should look for is this a fabric that is natural? Is this an organic, not organic, but yeah, like natural fiber? Is this natural fiber? Because people tend to like natural fiber stuff, like wool, linen, um, or what is it, cashmere, things like that, angora, um, that type of stuff. I don't know if you I've never found it, but if you ever find this like fur material called vicuña, something like that. If you ever find that, pick it up. I've never found it. But apparently it's like highly sought after. It's very rare stuff. This is a pair of small, I don't know, this is like very this is a very small pair of jeans. Um, but it's a size 26R from Ariat. Ariat? I think it's Ariat is how you're supposed to pronounce it because it's from the horse name Secretariat. So Ariat, I think, is what you're supposed to call it. Low rise, apparently. Yeah, that rise is real low. But it's a small size, low rise pair of Ariat jeans. And they're boot cut. So these are like a decent brand, but also the cut is very sought after. This boot cut type thing is sort of like a in right now. So these are actually, when I looked it up, they're 100%. They're like at 100% sell through rate, maybe a little bit higher. What is sell through rate? Sell through rate is what when you take the amount of a specific item. So say when I looked at these, I specifically looked up Ariat 26R size boot cut jeans. That's what I looked up, and these were so I looked that specific item up, and then I take how many are listed. There were like 100 and something, something like that. 100 and something of these listed, and then there was like 100 and something more sold. And that's what you do. You take the amount listed, measure it up against the amount that has sold in the last 90 days, And boom, you get your quote unquote average sell-through rate. And for this specific pair of jeans in this specific size, it is currently at a little bit over 100%. So I think it was a good pickup. I got these at a yard sale that was literally right across the street from my house. I asked them what they wanted. They said $5. I said, okay, that works for me because these typically sell for around $30. So $5 into $30 plus shipping, that's not a bad day. These are 2 pounds. So I'm going to put the number on there. I'm going to mark the weight, and they're going to get packed up in their box. And that's that. It's just like that. Pretty good. 88. We can fit a couple more in there. Let's see. Another Untuck It shirt. This one's a triple XL. I feel like from my experience, once you go beyond 2XL, like the sell-through drops down significantly. Like, I think any size above 2XL is not a great size to pick up to sell, because just like strictly speaking from a numbers perspective, because I feel like there's just not that many people out there looking for this size. Like, your market basically shrinks tremendously at that point. Let's do the measurements. I feel like the best selling stuff is really like large and extra large. Large and extra large, great sizes. A lot of people looking for those. Medium, 2XL, okay. Small and 3XL, like small, extra small, 3XL, 4XL, bad, not great. Let's get the back, maybe some care tag pictures. Yeah, let's get those. And then the back. And it really shouldn't take a ton of time for me to do this. Like, I should be able to knock these out a lot quicker. I'm just like talking right now, and I should also be able to talk and do all that stuff and knock these out in quick succession. I just feel like I work at a pretty chill pace. This has always been the case all my life. I don't really necessarily know how to change that, or if I want to change that. Well, I do want to change that for this specifically. I just want to be able to list a lot quicker. Because honestly, this kind of just like taking so much time per thing really eats away the hours. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more efficient. 12 ounces. And a 12-ounce piece, when I mark something 12 ounces, it's because it is under 12 ounces and over 8. So anything between 8 and 12 is 12. Anything even 0.1 ounces over 12 is 15. It's weird, I know. Technically, right? Technically, anything between 12 and 15 is 15 in that bracket. Anything over 15 and a pound is in the pound bracket. So very few items fit that criteria. And then anything over a pound is 2 pounds. Everything over 2 pounds is 3 pounds, so on and so forth. All right. Patagonia jacket, big like ski, snowboarding, skiing type jacket in a really nice condition. Like this is really nice. Look at this. This looks brand new. I don't know if you can appreciate that, but it looks brand new, dude. Like what? The lining in it is all good. Everything is like, doesn't even look like it's ever been worn. So this might be like, I don't know. This might have not ever been worn. This could be like new without the tags. And I feel I couldn't find a whole lot on these. I found a lot that were like sort of similar, and similar items sell fairly well between like, I don't know, what was it? I don't remember exactly, but they sell between, I feel like 60 and 100 around there. Some maybe 150, maybe 60 and 150 around there for sure. I don't know what I'm going to price this at. Maybe close to 100 and see what happens. Is it worth that much? I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to list it and I'm going to see. I'm going to find out. I think it was a good find. I did kind of pay up for it a little bit. I paid $15 for this. It was a half off day. So it was listed for 30, but I paid 15. Which, if it was at 30, I would not have bought. Because at that point, it's a little bit too much money getting sunk into a single item. When I would prefer to have more items that sell more quickly instead of just the one item. That's probably going to sell very slow, to be honest. I don't know if this is going to move quickly. Not sure. Oh, no, this is definitely worn. We got a little bit of staining on the sleeve cuffs that I just noticed. But otherwise, like I said, this is in really great shape. Oh. Wow. That is surprisingly compact. That's cool. That's definitely going to fit. It's definitely going to fit in my clear baggie here. Let's get you in there. Patagonia is one of those brands that is like very, what's the word? Ubiquitous? I don't know. People know it. People know. It's like very recognizable. But just because it's one of those brands that's like super recognizable, super popular, does not mean that whatever you pick up in that brand is going to sell. Like I find a lot of like just plain, maybe like some graphics on it or whatever, like, oh, I love to go camping type stuff. Just t-shirts, just like regular t-shirts with maybe something printed on them like that. But they're not really worth picking up. They'll be like, they'll maybe sell for like $9-15 plus shipping. And that sort of stuff I feel like is not. And then they'll sell real slow as well. They won't move quickly. It's stuff that is just going to sit in your store for like a long time. And if it's not moving quick, then it's not for me. Oh man, that's almost, no, that's good. That's 2 pounds. 2 pounds. I was getting close to 3, but not close enough to 3 for me to worry about it. Man, just had this closed. Boom. There we go. $27.90. And then this is what happens. I fill up a big old box of these items. They go on the shelf. Pull out an empty box. Fill that one up. And the process repeats. Oh, got a piece of tape down here. All right. Let's go. We got 50. This is something good. This is nice. You recognize that? This, unlike, how do I get it? There we go. You see that? Man, I'm trying to show this thing. This is such a little gangly dangly shirt. Viore. You see that? Viore. Good stuff. This is pretty much a brand that I will, like, as long as it's in good shape, as long as it's not thrashed, I will pick it up. Like pretty much anything. Because even if it doesn't sell for a ton of money, like this probably won't sell for a lot. Maybe between $15, $20 is my best educated guess for this. So it's not going to sell for a ton. Oh man, I'm going to take a tag picture of that one. There we go. It's not going to sell for a ton of money, but I know that it's going to move quickly because this is a very hot brand. Since it came out, people have been all over this stuff. People love it. And like really, like all it is just, what is this? This is just like, yeah, like spandex, basically. Spandex and polyester and some kind of polyester, right? Spandex and some kind of polyester. That's really it. So it feels real soft. It feels real nice. It's like really like breathable, like stretchy, flowy. It really kind of wicks the sweat off you. So it's really comfortable. It's really comfortable stuff, but like this is stuff that you could find at Kirkland brand, you know, like the Kirkland brand. What is it, like 32 degrees or something like that? There's all kinds of 32 degrees at any thrift store that you go to. Doesn't sell online. Nobody wants it, but I'm telling you, I feel fabric every day that I go out shopping. My hands touch so much fabric, hundreds and hundreds of pieces anytime I go out shopping for this stuff. And I am telling you, if you're looking to shop for something that feels like a Lululemon or like a Viore, but you don't want to pay those prices, which are honestly ridiculous. I'm grateful that they're ridiculous prices, because if they weren't, then I wouldn't be able to sell this stuff. Because whoever buys it from me is clearly getting a discount, you know, over buying it new, for sure. Significant discount. And I'm making a little bit of good money in the margins there. But if you are just trying to buy for yourself and you like the feel of something like what these brands provide, I'm telling you, like Kirkland brand stuff is very nice, very durable, and it's essentially the same stuff, dude. Kirkland jeans are going to be some of the best jeans that you can find, some of the most durable, some of the best material that you're going to find. So if you're into jeans and stuff, like nice, sturdy jeans, you want some good, long-lasting jeans, Kirkland, okay? Especially the 100% cotton stuff. If you get anything that's like a little bit of stretchy material in there for comfort, it's going to drastically reduce the lifespan of that clothing item. It's just just going to, because the elastics wear so quickly. No matter what it is, if it's elastic, it's going to wear out a lot sooner than something that's like 100% like cotton or 100% polyester or something like that. That stuff, the less stretchy material, the more natural fiber type stuff, is going to last longer. The polyester is probably going to outlast the natural stuff just because it's plastic based. But because it's not stretchy, it'll outlive a lot of that other stuff. Especially the elastic stuff. Elastic stuff just isn't gonna last, just by nature of what it is. It's just not gonna last. What the heck? Keep missing what it is. 8 ounces. Oh boy. This is Link Soul. This is not in the best of shape. There's clearly some wear to it, but it's still like no rips, no tears, no holes. So it's still pretty good, you know. Not bad by any means. I didn't notice that it had some embroidery on the sleeve. If I had noticed that, I probably wouldn't have picked this up. But it was cheap enough. This was probably like $2.50, if I remember correctly. It was cheap enough for me to be like, okay, whatever. This will get me 20-ish bucks. We'll get it. It's a golf brand. Golf brands also do pretty good. Like any outdoorsy type stuff, like sport specific type stuff, tends to do fairly well. I mean, it obviously depends, but it tends to be good stuff. You know, in my experience. And by tends to be good stuff, I mean it tends to sell relatively well online. As far as quality goes, like I said, Kirkland, even some like, I don't know, even like Target brand stuff, some Target brand stuff, even some Walmart stuff, like George jeans. I like George jeans. They last like a fairly good amount of time, even like the stretchy ones. They're pretty comfy. They're going to be just as good as any of like the big brand stuff that you look for, the popular brand stuff that you look for. And man, I wish I had that same mentality that I have now when I was younger, because then I wouldn't have cared so much. Because I know when you're like a kid and when you're in school, it seems to matter a lot what brand you're wearing and if you're broke, if you're a brokey or not. Bro, be broke. Be broke. Tell everybody you're broke. Tell everybody you don't have any money. And then they'll never ask you for any. And that's a great place to be. You don't want to be the one that people are coming to for everything. Because that is, I imagine, no fun. I don't know what that's like, because I am broke. So don't ask me. I'm saying Because you want the fancy brands because other people, why do you want it? Because you were told to want it. You were like, hey, this is popular. People like this. And then they sell it to you too because they're like, oh, it's so comfortable. It's so nice. It's so nice. This brand makes very nice, very comfortable stuff. But like, dude, you could find very nice, very comfortable stuff like anywhere for a fraction of the price of what any like big brand would sell it for. You know what I mean? You can find it. It's out there. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for like a freaking sweater or a jacket. People are out here buying like $50 t-shirts, and it blows my mind. I could never be that person. I just don't get it. Like, even if, I don't know, somebody wire me like a cool billion. Just one billy. Give me 1 billy. Give me 1 billion. And then I'll be able to say whether or not I would still be of this mindset. Because people love saying, like, oh, yeah, you just say that because you're broke, dude. You just say that because you can't afford it, bro. Because you can't afford it because you are brokey, dude. But, like, it's the same stuff. You don't have to pay. Like, paying $50 for a t-shirt is crazy. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good the t-shirt is, how nice it feels, what the materials are. I don't care. It could be made out of solid gold, bro. First of all, that would be too heavy and too hot on a hot day. Okay? No good. And very electrically conductive. So if you're anywhere near electricity, you'll probably die. Okay? Number one. So even if it was made of gold entirely, I wouldn't pay $50 for it. I wouldn't. Okay? And that's why I say, somebody out there, throw me a cool billy my way. So, you know, if I'm a billionaire and then I see a $50 shirt, would I buy it? I don't think so. I think it's just like as a matter of principle. I wouldn't do it. So somebody out there, send me $1 billion and I will confirm whether or not I would stick to my guns on that one. Get the measurement. We got the, yeah, we're good. Good on that one. Let's get the back. Let's get the back shots. Pause. Pause. There we go. Boom. Done. If only I could do them all this quickly. Getting into it. Let's do it. Where are we at? Oh, that's like, this is going to be a pound. Let's say it's 1 pound for this one. Because it's like right under 15 ounces. It's 14.9 ounces. So I don't trust that it would stay there. So we're just going to say it's a pound. Because once I take into consideration the packaging that it's going to go into, it's definitely going to be over 15 ounces. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. We're good, we're good. Moving on. This is really great. This is, and we're an hour in. How many items have I photographed? Not nearly 30, I'll tell you that much. Um, Taylor Stitch. Good stuff. This is like a rugby style long sleeve polo shirt. Should do really well. And you know the crazy part is I always check to see like when someone has clearly left something behind. Because there's stuff like just in the racks where they're supposed to be, and then there's stuff that people just sort of hang back up like at the end of each aisle, stuff like that. That you can see, you can kind of tell like somebody picked it up and decided to put it back down for whatever reason. And for whatever reason, somebody did that with this. I assume they just thought it looked pretty good. And they thought about maybe getting it, and maybe they thought it was, you know what, weather's getting hot. This is sort of heavy material. Maybe not. Maybe might not be a good idea. But me, I study these brands. I know which ones do well. I know which ones don't. And when I see Taylor Stitch, it's pretty much going to be a no-brainer for me. It's one of those that I pick up pretty much everything. Everything that I see in this brand, I probably will pick up. Unless it's like a t-shirt or something and I look it up and it's really not that good. Crazy. And this ended up being like $3, maybe $3.50 when I bought it out the door. So it just goes to show this is something that like originally was probably like 60, $70 at least. And I, if not 100 or so. And I got it for $3.50. And somebody's going to buy it for like 20, $30 off of me. See how that works? See? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, do we have any tags in here? Yes. Nothing in there. Okay, there we go. Bro, what's going on with this? Okay. Sometimes I use this little marker. I have a black marker here that I use to write the weight down on with. And I don't want like my big grubby finger in the picture. So I'll use the marker instead to hold down whatever I want to show or point out whatever I want to show. Works pretty good. And you can get a lint roller if you choose to do this kind of thing. If you're a person with a loose screw in your head and you want to do this type of thing, you can get a lint roller. But all I do is use my packing tape, and I use that as a lint roller. I'll just roll out a little bit of tape, keep it by me, and just use it up until all the stickiness is gone. And it works exactly the same as a lint roller because it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Just a strip of sticky material to pick up lint. That's really it. Works wonders, my dude. Works wonders. Oh, I got some more here. I'll take some of that. It's like little linty stuff, like pet hair stuff will just stick around. You could wash it like 50 times and it'll still be there. So annoying. Pack it up. If I'm probably gonna post, or like, I don't know if this gets automatically posted to YouTube. I assume it does, kind of, right? I mean, there's nobody watching this right now, but I feel like I'm probably gonna end up editing this and posting it anyway. Oh, what an interesting noise. I don't know what happens with these videos. Do they just get posted straight to YouTube? I don't know. I assume they do, right? I have no idea. Not something I do regularly. I assume it does get straight up posted. I'm going to need some water here real soon. Starting to feel a little dry, a little parched. It's got to be like 2 pounds. Yep, 2 pounds. Very good. All right, what is this? Polo. Vintage Polo Ralph Lauren. And it is a nice little, like, see that? It's like a semi-sheer. You can see right through that. Look at that. It's like a loose knit, very breathable fabric. It's cotton. It's 100% cotton, but vintage Polo Ralph Lauren, extra large, like great size. Very good brand, depending on the item. Like the regular polo shirts don't sell great, but it's a good enough brand that they'll probably still sell eventually. Not for a lot of money, but in my experience, the regular polo shirts just kind of sit and sit and sit. So if you don't want that, then I would not recommend you pick up that sort of stuff. Unless you're buying it for yourself, then of course, buy whatever the heck you want, dude. Buy whatever you want, dude. Don't let anybody stop you. Certainly not me. Yeah. Well, this is like funky fabric. It's like weirdly stretchy. Oh, it looks like there might be some discoloration I missed. Well, we'll just note it. Got pockets. Bam. Is that? I don't know. It looks like it might be. I don't know. So we got measurements to give out here. 100% cotton, made in China. I didn't look this up. I just feel like it's such an interesting item that it's going to have no problem selling because of the brand itself. It's not a super strong brand. It's really item dependent. If it's going to do really great, if it's going to sell really fast or not, or for a lot, whatever, But it's just cool, and like even if it doesn't sell, if it like stays in the store long enough, I might just keep it for myself. You know what I mean? Like it's such a nice looking piece. Boom, 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 boom. We're just gonna pop it. Pop, pop, pop. This is it, dude. I don't know. I want to do some more exciting stuff. I don't know if anybody's actually has stopped by. I don't see any comments. I don't see anybody leaving anything. So I don't think anybody stopped by. But if you did stop by, thank you. I want to do more exciting stuff. I hope you enjoyed whatever short time you stayed. If you did stop and watch what I'm doing, I hope it was an okay experience for you. I want to do more fun, interactive stuff. This is the first live that I've ever gone on, so I don't know. I want to do like junkyard live streaming. I don't know how well it's going to go over with whoever owns whatever junkyard I decide to go to, but that's like fun stuff. I want to do maybe. I'd be afraid to do like I'd be more comfortable doing like a junkyard live stream, like me going to a junkyard hunting for parts. I think that would be a lot more doable than going to a thrift store and doing a live. I feel like that can get real problematic real fast. So, but a junkyard, people generally don't care, and people generally keep to themselves. Um, so, as long as I just like keep to myself, I might be okay. I might be okay. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I could do that on mobile. Can I do that on mobile through YouTube? I don't know. Dang it, dude. Why do I keep... This is going to be 15. 15 ounces. I don't know. I'll try. Because most of my stuff, most of the videos that I've posted on this channel are DIY related, car related. So I kind of want to do something more in that vein. I was just bored today, dude. So I was like, let me show the world what I'm doing, brother. Let me show off to the world. This is too stained up. I don't know if somebody's going to actually want this. Because there's... Maybe I'll do like a dye on this. I'm going to do a dye job on this one. We're going to repair this. We're going to fix her up. We're going to fix it up. And this... Oh, man, I should have looked this up. I was in a hurry. This is... What is this? This has got to be like... Just by feel and loose memory. I feel like this is probably going to be a 100% merino wool piece. You can feel these things. Like, you can feel the difference between silk, cotton, what is the other one? Polyester. You can feel like all of these fabrics have a very distinct feel. And I didn't believe people when they told me, like when they not told me directly, but when I saw like other reseller people posting stuff online and being like, oh yeah, you can like feel the difference between fabrics. Like this is cotton. I'm not even looking at the tag. I know this is like probably 100% cotton. Like it's stretchy, but it doesn't have any rebound. So once you stretch it out, it stays stretched out until you like wash it and dry it and it shrinks back down again. But I can tell just from feeling it. This is like 100% cotton. I don't know if I can confirm by looking at the tag. No, that would be too difficult. But pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure this is 100% merino wool. And I will confirm that in a bit. But I didn't believe people. I didn't believe people when they were like, hey, you're going to feel and your fingers are going to become so like used to the feel of the fabrics. And you're just going to know. You're just going to know when something feels like the type of fabric you're looking for. Because sometimes I do look for that fabric, man. I do look for that feel. I look for something that feels like it. Ah, I was wrong. This is a wool. I was right. It's mostly wool, though. I was correct. It's mostly that merino wool, but it also has some silk. So it's 70% wool, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. I was going to say cashmere, but there was just too much of that wool feel. And too little of that cashmere feel. But yeah, it's a wool, silk, cashmere blend. And I didn't look this up like a dummy. I should have really looked it up before picking it up. Because sometimes things look good and you think it might be worth something, and then it turns out it's junk. It turns out nobody's out there looking for it. And like, this is a nice piece, okay? Just on the garment alone, this is nice. I would love to wear this. It's a medium, and I'm an extra large boy at the moment, so probably wouldn't fit too well. But if I was a medium-sized boy, I might really enjoy this piece. It's very light. It's very soft. It feels very comfortable in my hand. So I'm sure I would actually love wearing this if it was my size. I would probably really enjoy this piece. So, on its own merit, for what it is, it's a very nice piece, which is why I picked it up. But like I said, I was in a hurry. I was in a hurry to get out of there, and this happens. I try to limit the amount of times that happens because then you end up picking up stuff that you shouldn't have picked up or that I shouldn't have picked up. I end up picking up things that are not worth picking up. And this might be one of those things because I never ended up looking it up. And I should have. Typically, even if I am in a hurry, if there's a long line at the checkout, I'll start looking stuff up. I'll start like organizing, looking things up in line while I'm waiting to check out. And if there's anything that's just like no good that I shouldn't have picked up, I'll set it aside. And I'll be like, when I get up to the counter, I'll be like, hey, I changed my mind on these. And it's usually not a big deal. I try not to do that too often because I feel like if it was me behind the counter, I would get annoyed if I just kept going in there week after week and I kept doing stuff like that. So I try to limit that. I usually try to like pre-sort everything and make sure that whatever I'm taking is worth taking. But this is a merino silk and cashmere blend by Jack Victor. It's like a polo sweater. So if you are out there and you know Jack Victor, you tell me if it was worth picking up. It felt nice enough, it looked nice enough, and I just didn't have the time to look it up. And I said, you know what? It was like $2 or something. So I was like, I'm gonna risk it. We're gonna take it. Dang it, dude! I keep forgetting how much the weight is. 12 ounces. Great. All right. This is a vintage Gap t-shirt. It's like ribbed. Vintage. This is like 90s Gap. Nice little ribbed piece. I feel like this was very popular with like the club kids back in the day. They just loved wearing like the ribbed ringer t-shirt, you know what I mean? Just show off whatever baby muscles you got. Boop. Boop. This might be a women's actually. This might be a women's shirt. Because just like the sizing is, it says it's a large, but the size is telling me it's either a small or it's women's. And it's probably women's. So I'm going to list it as women's. Or maybe unisex. We'll see. Because usually men's or unisex sells better when it comes to the specific stuff that I tend to list anyway. Great. Do the back. Nobody out there remember like the Gap Anchor Blue ribbed t-shirts, like the tight t-shirts in the 90s, like early 90s, maybe late 90s, maybe like early 2000s. I don't know, around there. It was like a thing, wasn't it? I feel like it was a thing. Broski. What's this going to be? 12 ounces. Yes. It's in the 12-ounce bracket. Getting good at this. But yeah. Oh, man, I feel like I kind of got lost in the thought train there. But I was going off on a rant about how like I would see people on YouTube post, like people like reseller channels, whatever. They would post on YouTube And it would be like, they would say like, "Oh, you're going to be able to tell the difference between all these fabrics just by feel, dude." And I did not believe them, but I can. Like, you really become, it really becomes like a skill, like an acquired little mini superpower. You can just tell what stuff is like made of, and most of the time you're going to be right, or you're going to be mostly right. Like, I when I felt this shirt that I'm putting down here, this is Carbon to Cobalt. It's not a great brand. Not something that I'm even like considering picking up anymore, really. But if it's like 100% linen and stuff, then maybe. This is not 100% linen. This is like 55% linen, 45% cotton. But it's still linen. And I was like, it's linen. Let's see how it does. But I knew it was linen just from like feeling it. Just from the feel of the fabric, I could tell it was probably linen. And I was right. Like, random stuff, like even like random fabrics, like the difference between cotton, the difference between cashmere and wool, and like acrylic. Acrylic is probably the most deceptive, but I am starting to be very good at like telling if it's acrylic or some kind of polyester. Like, I can tell if it's like some kind of polyester or like polyamide or whatever, like they changed the name, but it's sort of like just a different kind of polyester, which is just like plastic derivative, soft cloth. I don't know. Soft fab. It's like a soft fabric from plastic, but yeah, like cashmere, I can feel right away. Like wool for sure. Merino wool and wool is different. Merino wool is a lot softer, a lot finer. Definitely between cotton. Like, cotton has its own feel. All of these different like fabrics have their own feel to them, and you can definitely tell. Especially like the more you sort of like you get like this sense memory on your hands. You just feel it and you know what it is or what it's most likely going to be. So like Viore, Lululemon, those are like two big brands that come to mind when I think about like understated popular brands. There's nothing, or there's not much that you can go off of just off visuals alone. There's not a lot that's going to tell you that it is, Viore, or it is Lululemon. You're not going to get a lot of visual cues there because they're very understated pieces, or it's like very understated branding. But off the feel, off the type of material, I can tell that type of fabric. So most of the time it is that, but a lot of stuff, like, it's at the end of the day, again, it's just polyester. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Where's that? Right there. Path Project. This is a new brand. This is a new brand to me. I just saw these shorts. Oh, this is a better little angle there. Path Project shorts. They're like little running shorts. Little athletic, lightweight type shorts. And man, oh, there's like something got on these. Is that fuzz? I need to like get these. Man, like, the thing about black fabric is that it just picks up everything. So you gotta be careful with it. As like lint, anything lighter than black is just gonna like show up on it, and that can get really annoying. I think that's good. Looks like something wore out over here. It had like a little extra little decal there. It's fine, but these are like $40, $50 shorts. I was very surprised by $40 to $50 shorts, half projects. Good sell through. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I feel like it was pretty close to 100, and the price was like no brainer, bro. Like you got something that's selling for 40, $50 for like this, like a pair of shorts. What? How could I not? How could I not? Let's be real. It's like 11 and a half on the rise. What is the inseam? It's like a 5-inch inseam. Very good. And the leg width is going to be like 13, probably 12 and a half. Yeah, buddy. Good stuff. It's got a bunch of zip pockets so you can keep all your little technologies all zipped up. Your little wallet, your little phone, whatever. Because I hate when you got like little running shorts. And if you actually run, like if you're actually a runner, you probably don't want anything in your pockets at all. But if you're just like a leisurely guy like me, just likes to do these things for fun, not necessarily for like the activity itself. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not very competitive about it. I want to enjoy it more than I want to like compete, if that makes sense. Then these shorts look pretty cool. You got lots of zip pockets. Nobody's going to be digging around in them pockets. And it's still very lightweight, and you can still store stuff in there, whatever you need. You can still have your phone, you can still have your wallet, whatever. So they look pretty good. There'll be 8. There we go. All right, I think we got. I don't know if I want to like keep doing this the whole time. Maybe I'll just keep doing it for the 2 hours. But my voice is getting tired. My voice is getting real tired. I'll tell you what. Oh. Some LL Bean pieces might surprise you. Some J. Crew pieces might surprise you. So don't discount them. I know a lot of people don't pick that stuff up just based on the brand because it's super saturated, right? But could surprise you. This what I have right here is an LL Bean sweater. It's cotton, but it's like double XL tall boy. So I feel like it's a really good size. And it's like a little roll neck, like very nice, very classy looking piece. So I have had it for a while, and you know what? If it doesn't sell, again, I'm just gonna keep it. Get rid of something else, or maybe something else will have worn out by then. And I'll be like, hey, here's this nice piece. Let me wear that. I do shop my own inventory if it's been sitting for long enough I'll be like, what do I do with this? Should I pull it out, stick it in a yard sale? Because yard sales can be or are really great ways for me to get rid of stuff. And they can be a really good way for you to get rid of stuff. Even if you don't sell, even if you don't sell things to make money, you can get some money back and you can go out and go find some more personal items for yourself. You know, ideas to mull around. Just saying. It's gonna be like 3 pounds. It's heavy. 2. Nice. 2-pounder. Not bad. 28. 2 pounds. So you can buy like little stickers like this. I just bought blank ones, but you can buy little stickers with numbers already printed on them, like in sequential order. But I stopped doing that because they're expensive. I mean, they're not like expensive in general. They're just expensive for what they are, in my opinion. And I'm like, I'll just write it down myself. Like, sure, human error is involved. I can make mistakes, right? And like lose count in the in the way there sometime. But I don't know, dude. What I figure I can also just do it by hand. Why not? I just got like frustrated with trying to find exactly the right one. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it by hand, dude. Maybe every now and then I make a mistake, but I haven't I haven't slipped yet. Like if I do make a mistake, I catch it immediately, and then I just go to the next blank one and correct it there. So if instead of 2807, I wrote 2806 again, I'll just use the next available sticker and throw away the mistake. You know what I mean? So it's not a huge deal for me. I can make it work. Oops. See right there, I did 18 instead of 28. But we fixed it. It's all good. $28.16, $28.17, 8. $28.28. That's the last number that I ended up on. I feel like that's pretty lucky. It's like a lucky number. All right, let's finish this up. I'm kind of running out of battery on this phone, so maybe I need to recharge or switch phones here. What can I do, broski? This is charging, that's charging. Let me see. Ugh. Dude. Let's just do 15 for everything. Got it. Great. Whatever. I'm just going to keep shooting until I'm going to keep doing photos until this runs out. Or until I run out of time. Until this runs out of battery or until I run out of time. I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good way to go. Another tailor stitch piece. This one is a lightweight plaid button up. Real nice. And like I said, I feel like there's so many brands out there that are like pretty good. Cotton On, Goodfellow, stuff like that. That's just like very good, like very good material, like very just like well made. Like it's very comparable to what a lot of these like bigger, supposedly fancier brands are. Like it's very comparable in my opinion. It's very similar. Style wise, build wise, quality wise, feel wise, like on all these ways. And like people just will pay more just for the name, just to say they got that. And that has never made any sense to me. Don't know. So whoever out there wants to donate $1 billion, please do so. And I'll tell you if I would ever buy a $50 t-shirt. I think the answer is no. But somebody out there throw me $1 billion and prove me wrong. Like, am I the only one? Am I crazy? I don't think so. Like recently, I got a like every now and then people know that I know I sell clothes and stuff. So every now and then people will like donate their old stuff to me. They'll be like, "Hey, you sell clothes? Like we're trying to get rid of some stuff. We're gonna take it to the Goodwill, but we would rather like drop it off with you if that's okay." And I'm like, "Of course." And then I dig through it and see if there's anything in that I can like sell. If not, then I just go donate it for them. But I got gifted. It was like a sweater, and I looked up, and it was like brand new with all the tags and everything. And I looked up what the price was, like the original price, brand new, and it was like $70 for a sweater, which I feel like, I guess it can be justifiable, right? But it was like a regular brand. It was like George or something, And I was like, that's kind of expensive for what it is. I don't know. I feel like maybe 40, 30 would be okay. I don't know. I just felt like $70 was asking a little bit much for that piece specifically. But it is what it is. Companies can price their stuff however they want, I guess. But it's just like, I was like, man, that's crazy. You bought this for $70, dude. I hope you got it on discount or something. I hope you got some kind of deal, bro, because that's crazy. But I don't know. I'll ask them. I'll ask my friend that donated that. I'll ask if they paid full price. But man, that was, yeah. I was a little bit surprised by the price, but then I looked up how much it was selling brand new, like online, and it was like less than half. It was like 30-ish, $24 to $30, brand new with tags online, eBay specifically. So you like immediately, that's like over 50% off if you had just gone to some place like eBay to buy it instead of going directly to the store. It would have been delivered straight to your door, brand new with the tags. for less than half price. Just buy your stuff online. Buy your stuff used online. Even listen, even new with tags, you will find new with tags items that are heavily discounted if you just go buy them online. Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, whatever other place, eBay, you'll find it for way less. And that's true about pretty much everything, dude. Buy used cars, buy used phones, buy used everything. As much as you can buy used, like obviously non-perishable items, you know what I mean? If you can find used, do that. Obviously, like food and stuff, not something you can buy used. Not exactly what used food would look like, but I don't like the image that it comes into my head when I say that. So, you know what I mean? But everything else, fair game. Shelving, used. Home furniture. That's a little dicey. Home furniture, I guess. You know, bed bugs are always a fear when it comes to that. But if you're really afraid of that, you know, you can just go buy a used couch or something, and then, you know, if you get it from someone that you trust, and they don't have bed bugs and stuff, and you know them personally, then hey, boom, 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 there you go. No biggie, right? It's probably fine. But if you're getting it from just, you know, random yard sale or something, then there's ways to like treat that stuff to just make sure that there's nothing on there, just out of like an abundance of caution. You can just like stick it into a really hot container in the middle of summer or something, just like in something that's going to be like hours and hours of like over 200-degree temperatures, then you're probably fine. Nothing is going to survive. Nothing is going to survive that. So if you're really, really worried about it, there's a tip. For other things like clothing, it's pretty easy, or small furniture. It's pretty easy. You can just like stick it in, not small furniture, but like maybe pillows. Clothing is for sure. Clothing, you can just stick it in the dryer on high heat. Wash it on hot. Stick it in the dryer, high heat. Like most clothes are not going to have a problem with that. Most clothes will survive like one cycle of high, like hot water and hot, you know, like drying. A like really hot washing and drying cycle. Most clothes is going to survive that. No problem. So if you're worried about it, if you got something from the thrift store and you're concerned about maybe, you know, carrying something unseen in there somewhere, then like just give it a good hot wash and a good hot dry, and you should be fine. If you look at like the most successful ways in which people have gotten rid of like bed bugs and stuff like that, stuff that, you know, people are normally worried about when they're going out shopping for that kind of stuff, or like for used stuff. If that's like a major concern, if you look for most like successful ways that people get rid of those pests, it's by washing everything every day, multiple times on hot, washing it and drying it on hot until everything is effing dead. It's just like literally how you get rid And that's true for like so many things. Just like a fun fact, I kind of went down to like because I get super paranoid about that kind of stuff since I'm like always buying new stuff. Um, I went down like a very deep rabbit hole, and it's like true for so many things. If you literally just this thing died. If you literally just um let me get this phone. I'm gonna get this. We're gonna switch this up here. Is this no, that's the same message that I've had before. Can we do that? Is that still good? That's still pretty good. All right. I don't know if this is gonna work. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna have to switch phones here. How long have I been going? Almost 2 hours on the live. Yeah, buddy. No, no watchers, no likes for my 2 hour live. It's all good. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling. See if I can knock the rest of these out. All right. So this is it charging? Are you charging phone? Yes. Okay. Great. Just gonna leave that alone. Switching phones. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling here. Boom. This is a Pearl Snap Good Life corduroy shirt in a size large, men's. Good Life. When I first found it, the first time that I found Good Life in the thrift, it was popping. It was like 100% sell through for like everything, and it was selling for like pretty good money. Like I could sell a T-shirt for, well, like pretty good. I feel I could sell a T-shirt for $20, and it would sell like immediately. And then like literal weeks after I first found that brand, I kept like finding it pretty regularly. Um, it went down tremendously. It went down pretty quickly, and then it was suddenly not great. Suddenly, like the shirts, like because it was regular T-shirts, I was selling for like 20, 20 plus, like good money, and suddenly it wasn't so good anymore. Suddenly, it was getting to be like down bad. Um, just wasn't as good. But every now and then, like I'll pick up the odd piece if it's like unique enough, and this is pretty unique. A corduroy pearl snap shirt. It's a pretty unique piece. So that's why I picked it up. Again, like on average, I pay like $3, $3.50 per piece. That's like an average out of like all the pieces, because like sometimes it'll be more depending on the piece. Like that red Patagonia jacket that I showed at the beginning was I paid 15 for it, and I picked it up because it should sell for around 100. But this stuff like this, I don't mind taking a little bit of a gamble on because I know it's probably going to sell. Because I have like a proven track record already with the brand that it has consistently sold. Especially if it's like a type of brand that I don't have currently listed in my store, because all the pieces that I have had listed have already sold. So like I don't believe there are currently any Good Life pieces chilling in my store. Maybe one, maybe. But I'm pretty sure they're all gone. Because whatever I list typically is a more unique piece like this one. Not super common, not just a t-shirt. Something that's going to grab the attention of somebody who likes the brand, and they're going to go for it. They're going to make that buy. So again, like $3, and I feel like this is going to be like easy $30 plus shipping type of item. So I was like, no problemo, I will pick it up. This again was one of those items that I was in a rush for, so I didn't really have time to look it up. But like I said, I have good proven track record with it, and I think it'll do pretty well. Or it should, just based on the history that I personally have experienced with this specific brand. Should be good. Eileen Fisher. We got a long Eileen Fisher open cardigan here. I don't pick up a lot of women's pieces, but when I do, I try to make them good, or I try to make sure that they're good pieces. Eileen Fisher tends to be a very good seller, especially if it's like made in the US. This one's made in China. But cardigans, people love cardigans. People love purple. This is a purple cardigan. Purple is a popular brand, popular color. And cardigans also loved. That mixed with the brand and the fact that it's like Italian yarn, that's enough for me to be like, this hits enough check marks that it is telling me it is a good piece. So I picked it up. The size is large. Again, good size, good hits, good little clues there. Good. It just checked off a lot of good check marks, basically. It hit enough check marks that I was like, yep, we're picking her up. Do we have any other tags? Yes, we do. Oh, it's wool. I thought this was going to be polyester. See, this fooled me a little bit. I'm hiding behind the light. Hi. Hello. What's up? 100% wool. I don't know if I saw that at the time. I don't remember. But that definitely would also help. That would also be a factor in me deciding whether or not this is a piece that is worth picking up. Good natural materials. Always a plus. Like if it's wool, if it's silk is okay. You know what? Like even some like artificial stuff is pretty like sought after. Like God, like viscose. What is it? Viscose or polyamide? I don't know. One of these. Some of those tend to do pretty well as well. So don't knock it. So like I said, it's not just based off of like one factor. It's not just going to be the brand. It's not just going to be the material. It's not just going to be the type of garment. It's going to be a combination of all the factors together that make that decision for me. If I'm like looking for something to pick up, it's got to hit got to hit the right boxes. Because you'll see people, like, if you talk to someone, if you know someone that's reselling, or if you see somebody online that does it and they're making videos about it, they'll make very general statements like, oh, this is a good brand, I love this brand, and like I pick it up all the time, blah blah blah. And then you'll be like, oh, they pick up this brand all the time, so I'm going to pick it up every time. But you didn't really hear it, because they said I pick it up all the time, but they don't pick it up every time. They don't pick it up no matter what. There's a combination of factors that play into whether or not somebody is going to pick that up, especially if they know what they're doing. Like, if they really know what they're doing, like once you get really expert brained, you could be picking up like Wranglers, like Wrangler jeans, and selling them for like $50, just because you know what to look for, just because you know exactly what the Wrangler fans out there are looking for, and you know what it's called, and you know how to list it so that they find it. That's when you gotta get into like God mode when it comes to listing. It can get pretty crazy. I've seen some people out there like do magic with listings, like stuff that I would never pick up. They're like, oh yeah, I just sold that for like $40, $50. I'm like, what? How? It's just because they know more than I do. They got more of a specialized knowledge. So that just means I got to get my game up. I got to learn more. I'm slacking. I'm the one that's like I'm the one that's falling behind. You know what I mean? I'm the one that needs to pick it up. Pick up the pace and catch up. Here we go. See, like this stretchy stuff, it gets like these weird little snags, and that just like does not look as good. Pretty unfortunate, and that brings the price down, and that brings the likelihood of someone buying it down. No bueno. Like, most of what you pick up also has to be like immaculate. The only exception that I can think of right now is going to be like really like hard to find vintage stuff, or like these old Carhartt jackets. There's some stuff like the Carhartt trucker jackets, chore jackets, whatever. If you find those and they're like super trashed, like it seems like the more trashed they are, the better. The more trashed, the more they'll sell for. I went to a friend of my parents-in-law. They were helping one of their friends who passed away. They were helping in the process of selling their house. So they were cleaning out the house, and they're like, hey, our son-in-law sells clothing, and they were going to basically throw all the clothing away. So they said, yeah, he can come through and like pick through it, like whatever. We were just going to toss it out anyway. So I was like, sweet. So I show up, and he's got like tons of Wranglers, tons and tons of Wranglers. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I picked up a bunch of them. There was like a bunch of 13MWZs. And if you know what those are, then you know they sell pretty good. Not for a lot, but they sell reliably. And especially black ones. And there was a lot of black ones there. So I picked all those up because most of them were like in really good condition. And then I see in a like already, because he had a trash, but he had a pile of clothes that were like, hey, you can look through these clothes, look through this whole pile, no problem, take your time. And then he had like a trash pile that was next to a bunch of trash bags. So he just had a bunch of trash piles, and in the trash pile there was a Carhartt jacket that was absolutely destroyed, totally thrashed, unrecognizable. Like everything was shredded. Like the bottom of it was shredded. The sleeves, they were covered in oil, all kinds of stains. It was destroyed. It was like you would not, like if you were actually working somewhere, you would not wear this thing. You wouldn't wear it. You just wouldn't. Um, like it was literally in the trash pile. Um, so I saw it and I immediately knew that this was good. I was like, this is a good piece, and it's in the trash. I was like, so like, it's in the trash, so I know he's not gonna want to keep it. But I asked anyway. I was like, hey, can I take this? I dug it out of the trash, and I was like, can I take it? And he was like, yeah, dude, it was in the trash. Of course you can take it. So I was like, awesome. I listed it the next day for like 250, if I remember correctly. It was like 250, or maybe like 220. I don't know, 220, 250, something like that. Uh, and it sold like within an hour. It was gone. I got like 3 different offers. I think I took an offer for. I think that's what it was. I think I listed it for 250, and then I took an offer for 220, and that thing was out of there. It was gone, like within an hour of listing. It blew my mind. You just never know what kind of weird stuff people are into, like especially like really old vintage like band stuff, or vintage like hip hop t-shirts, vintage, just like any kind of like real true vintage stuff from like 80s, early 90s, stuff like that is gonna go bananas for like the really rare vintage stuff. It's gonna go pretty crazy. So things to keep in mind. Those kind of items have been very rare for me to find. I haven't found much just naturally out in the wild. Um, so also keep that in mind. But yeah, no, it was definitely an experience. Very rare occurrence. Not something that happens every day, for sure. Okay. Remove this. Move that. There we go. I don't have much left. What do I got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. We have like 5 more things after this one. So 6 more in total to list or to photograph, and then we'll be done. So I'm just going to finish this out. I'm just going to finish it out with my 0 likes, 0 views, and 0 comments. Like a G. We're gonna stick to it, and we're just gonna work through it. And these 30 items will hold me out for the rest of the week, and then hopefully tomorrow and Thursday I will find more stuff, and I'll be able to make some more money on that for sure. Geelong. What is Geelong? Is that a type of lamb? This is Geelong wool. G-long, 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 G-long. Don't know. Hey, come on. There we are. We got that. Fold this up. That's it. I don't think this will fit in a regular bag. Maybe. We'll try it. It's like right on that line of will it fit, will it not fit. Okay, I think we'll be good. Probably won't close all the way, but it'll be fine. We'll be good. Pump out that air. What do we got? Pound, 1 pound. Put the number on it. Mark the weight. 1 pound. There we go, baby. Oh my God. What do we got next? What is this? Undefeated. Undefeated hoodie with the zip pockets. Love it. I assume this is some kind of like fighting related thing. I'm not 100% sure. Some kind of like boxing, kickboxing or something, right? I don't exactly know. Some kind of fight sport related thing. Undefeated. Love it. Do I have like a... No? Okay, whatever. We're gonna do that and that. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Got that out of the way. Let's see if there's any material stuff. There's nothing in the pockets. I don't think. Zip those up. Let's look at the material tag. Boom. Flip it. Let's do that. All right. Fold it up. This is definitely not fitting in one of the regular bags. Got to get it up into one of these. I really didn't have to do that. Oh, let's save that for something else. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me do two more. Do that. This is Banana Republic. Banana Republic can have some good stuff. This one, this thing here, this sweater, is like a little lightweight, light fabric sweater. And it's just not good enough. I got it because it's like a recognizable brand. And it's a cashmere blend. And I got this a while ago. But I wouldn't pick it up again unless it was like 100% cashmere. Or like a really unique piece with like really unique material of some kind. But this is like Pima cotton cashmere blend. Not the best. So wouldn't pick it up again. Let's just do the photo here. All right. I can feel myself just totally running out of steam. And these last few garments. Oh, how much is this? Maybe a pound? Nope. 12 ounces, right under 12 ounces. We'll keep it. We'll do 12. All right. I'm going to do one more piece before the box is full, and then we have two more pieces after that, and we'll be all done. I will have officially slain the whole pile, and it only took me like 30 more minutes than the 2 hours I had expected it to take me. Honestly, if I was real good at this, it would have taken me a lot less time. But I am not the best. I am not the most efficient when it comes to listing. I have to admit. What we have here is a Teddy Fresh color block neon nightmare button-up shirt. And typically I wouldn't pick this up because Teddy Fresh is like some YouTuber brand. But it's not good. It's like very hit and miss. But I picked this one up because recently the exact same one sold for like $100, something like that. So I figured, let me give it a shot. Let's see if I also luck out with the $100 sale here. So we'll see. We'll see if it sells for the 100 or not. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it does. I'm not holding my breath. Like I said, this stuff is very hit and miss. Some of it goes for like a ton of money. Some of it just sits and sits and sits. And you just never know which is going to be which. since one of these exact ones sold like very recently, I have high hopes. So I'm listing it. We'll see. Great. All right, this box is full. Another full box, baby. Put it away. And with that, we have a full shelf. This entire shelf is now full. We'll be moving on to the next box. I haven't labeled these. Shoot. Gotta label them. Where's my Sharpie? Right. So I typically remember to do this, but I kind of forgot here. What is this? 71. 27. Okay, great. Great. Perfect. All right. 770. This is going to be 2790. And this is going to be 2810. Great. I have not labeled the last three boxes. But now we got them. Excellent. This is George brand. Typically not something that I pick up to resell at all, but it is in a size extra large. It is immaculate in condition, 0 holes, and typically cashmere is something that can get is very delicate. It can easily get just eaten up by bugs and whatever else have you. But this one is in great shape. It's a bright red color, and it's 100% cashmere. It's a terrible brand, but the size, the material, I thought would help sell it really well. So it's probably not going to be a ton of money, but it's certainly great size and material. Did I not? Yeah, good. All right. There we go. This is going to be maybe like 12 ounces. I bet you. Yep. 12. And I think this one, in a similar vein, is not something that I would typically pick up brand-wise. It's Land's End, but it's a denim shirt, and it's like a jacket, like a shirt jacket, like one of those shackets you hear about on the interwebs. Yeah, and it's plaid. It's like lined with plaid on the inside. So I think, and it's got pockets on the sides. So it's got a lot of good stuff that I think will help quite a bit. So hopefully it sells well. We'll see. We'll see how it does in the end. This is the size, the tag of the tag that has the size of materials looks like was ripped out. But this looks like an XL, maybe a 2XL from the measurements. Good stuff. Good stuff. Get some of the details. Maybe there's another tag on the inside. But you can see. Pretty cool. Cotton. What else do we have? Okay, let's flip it around. I don't know what I would call this. I think I would call it like a chore coat. Chore coats tend to do pretty good. All right. There's a couple of very small stains on one of the sleeves, which is a little disappointing, and it's definitely going to hurt the price. But that's the last thing we got. That is it. 2 hours, 30 minutes almost. Although I didn't start right away. I think I waited like 10 minutes at least, 10, 15 minutes before I went on. Or maybe it was just like 5. We'll say 10. Let's be generous. Definitely took over 2 hours. But I feel like if I really put my head down, I could definitely do it under 2. Do like 30 items under 2 hours with the photographs, and then maybe another 2 hours listing. And I could definitely have like a 4-hour day of listing. And that would be amazing. Anyway, that's it. That would be ideal. All right. I'm all done. If anybody dropped by, thank you. No, nobody did. But we're going to say thanks, chat. Love you all. All right. That's it. That's my first. Let me say goodbye real proper here. In the screen for y'all. Pull up my chair. I got to repair that. There's a button missing on it. This shirt, this nice purple flannel on behind me. Yeah, that's my first live. Love it. I'm basically trying to build up a library of me going live. I'll be trying different stuff, seeing how it goes. But there you go. First experience felt pretty natural. Nobody really cared to watch, which is fine. We'll see. Maybe I find more interesting things to do. But that is all. We're going to end the stream. Bye. Love it.